Welcome back to Space Engineers, and we're heading up into the atmosphere again because I've used some of that platinum we found last episode to make some ion thrusters, and you can see them attached at the back of the ship. I've attached more hydrogen thrusters in the middle, those are the center ones, but also 12, 6 on either side ion thrusters, and that's just so that once we get out of the atmosphere, and we're slowing down now, our atmospheric thrusters are no good, so let's just switch over to having hydrogen thrusters as well. That's going to increase our speed, but to be honest, we probably want to increase our speed by going up. So up and out we go. There we go. We can switch off the atmospheric thrusters now. They're not going to really be much use. We want to get it up and really out of the atmosphere as quickly as possible to minimize, well, not so much the atmosphere, the gravity sphere as quickly as possible, so that we can minimize the amount of hydrogen we're burning, because we're having to burn quite a bit to actually get up to speed now. We're not actually getting up to 100 is the limit, 102.4 I think when you're falling in gravity. So we are still heading away from the planet, as you can see. Pretty nice. And once we get closer to space, we'll be able to turn on the ion thrusters like this. And they will also add to that. Now, interestingly, do they actually have a really effect at the moment? Looks like they do. So if I turn off the hydrogen thrusters, nope, they're not. They're not a good enough effect just yet. We have to wait till we get higher. So let's see what point we need to get them to be reasonably powerful to get us moving forward. Here we go. We're around 20 kilometers now, and note at the bottom right of the screen we're above 51 tons overall, 51.5 tons, and we're now able to use ion thrusters only. This, of course, gets us out of the atmosphere, or at least should continue to get us out of the atmosphere, and will get us towards the edge of the gravity sphere. And as soon as we get out of the top of the gravity, then we'll be able to just readjust without any problems. At this point, however, we can sort of try and head a little bit over to the asteroid base, I guess. It's 88 kilometers away, and I don't have a jump drive yet. If you haven't played Space Engineers, you don't know what jump drives are, don't worry, we'll get there. Just not yet. So we're going to head over that way and head up to 40 kilometers or so. That's where we exit the gravity sphere, or sphere of influence if you want to use KSP terms. And we'll head over to the asteroid base, at which point we can probably disassemble this ship. I mean, if we have a look around, it's got a lot of stuff that we don't need unless we go down to the planet. And we may not need to go down to the planet for a while, as long as I've got everything on board. I will leave it alone for the moment. I'm not going to deconstruct it on purpose, just in case I do have to make another trip. After all, a lot of the platinum's still down there. The base is still processing it. I'm not sure if it unloads because we're so far away, but I've left it down there to be processed anyway. I brought up some with us, around 50 to 60 thruster components, and it only needs 1 per small thruster component on a small ship. It needs 12 for a large one on a small ship, so I mean, there should be enough there just to use small thrusters, but we'll see. We've obviously got plenty of platinum at the asteroid base. We just have to build that refinery, really. So here we are up at our refinery. I've got that now built. So we're just going to get started pretty quickly. Let's see if we can just build an assembler. Yeah, let's just actually put that down there. And where can we attach this? Let's just rotate you. We're going to flip it that way around. Yeah, that should be fine for now. And between them, I'm going to put a cargo can, just so I can access stuff if I want to from there. They should be able to pull through that cargo can just fine. There we go. So I'm going to need various bits and pieces from the Ascent ship. Why don't we just get some miscellaneous amounts of various bits. We're not going to need thruster components or power, but probably metal grids, some tubes, some interior plates, some steel plates, and is that about it? Well, we'll see. Maybe computers and displays. Displays. Thought we might need one of those. There we go. Assembler. I just need a few more computers. Nothing excessive. There we go. you should be active. There we go. So that's 3 of them built. We're also going to want a reactor, so I may well want to put in just something on this side. There you go. Just going to weld it up because I may not be able to get to it later. We'll worry about the other blocks later. So yes, here we're going to want the reactor in front of this, aren't we? So reactor. And I think I did... we're going to want the smaller reactor, but I think I did have enough to do this with. Do I want to be able to address this on the front or not? Probably not. I don't really care that much. But I'll have it on the side just so we can get to this side if I need to. And then we're just going to want a conveyor of some kind. So a junction would be fine. This is cheaper, however. Why won't you let me attach? There we go. All right, there's our conveyor. So we're going to need some reactor components and construction components. That should all be fine. I did bring plenty of uranium with us as well. So construction components and reactor components. I think I've brought up enough. Yes, 100 of each. And just some computers and plates, and we should be up and running, I think. Computers, there we go, and plates. All right, there we go. The basis for our sort of base is going. We don't have a H2 or O2 yet, but don't worry, that'll be next up. We just want to grab... I want to grab the uranium, but I don't want to grab all of it. Yeah, so why don't we just leave 7 in there, for argument's sake, for the moment. And then we can just power this up. All right, the reactor's online. The refineries go. We do want to probably run a battery in here. I want to say a battery. We do need to remember to leave space behind here. And what I may well do is expand this into refineries in future along this line. So I'm not going to build a battery just here, however. But we do want it nearby. So for now, we can obviously always rebuild it once we have enough silicon nickel. But for now, why don't we put it... it's no good place for it. Right here. Let's just grab the battery. And I want to... yeah, I was trying to face that the correct way so I can... Ooh, do I have enough power cells? I may not have enough power cells. 120. Steel plates we'll have enough of. I think I only bought 40 power cells. Oh, no. I think we do have enough. It just might take me about a couple of runs. Power cells, there we go. Another 44. So we can carry it once. Yeah, and one more set should do us. Of 44. And just some plate, I think. So let's just get rid of the other bits and pieces. Pick up some plate, of which I've got only about 900 left. And there's our battery. Okay, so the reactor should charge the battery just fine. So will the solar panel. And we can build an array out here, to be honest, if we want to. I think I added a... yeah, I did add an antenna to this ship. So just in case that goes missing, I think we need to just go in here, go to control panel, go to the antenna, and show the ship name. And then we just need to change the ship's info. Ascent cube. It's not a cube anymore, but it started off as a cube. It's since been sort of added onto. Yeah, that will do for now. Ascent cube, antenna 2. All right, that should be charging. Let's just take a look, make sure it is. Fully recharged in 10 minutes. Good. So now we can put ores into here and have them make stuff up, I would assume, which means we can probably transfer stuff out. What I may want to do is have a separate cargo can for components only, just like we've got down on the surface. But we don't need to worry about that just yet. I think I'm just going to worry about the base itself. Okay, so I put in a H2O2 generator back here. and this lets me refill, you know, whenever I want. I can just put my tanks in there. That will work just fine. We can, of course, refill also, you know, not the tanks, but just our main gauges, just by going and sitting in this ship. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with this yet. We can cut these hydrogen tanks off if we want to convert this to a space-going ship. And that means we can also reclaim the large reactor off the back, and that'll then let us put ion thrusters. But if we do that, we're not going to be able to go back down to the planet in it. And that would be interesting. So I think I'll just leave it alone for now. The other thing I'm going to need, or probably want rather than need, is a medical station, or medical room. So let's put this down. We want to sort of align it like this, or something like this, and then go backwards, I think, maybe? Haven't decided. I need some connection to that H2O2 generator. I suppose we could put it directly behind, but it does still need some kind of connection to the top of the medical station. So we'd have to go above and down, and then that would interfere with the assembler there. I don't want to put it behind there, so it's going to have to go in front somewhere. And for the moment, I think I can put it here. Something along those kind of lines. If I put it right next to there, we wouldn't be able to get to that cargo can. So let's just put it there. Need some interior plate. Fair enough. So I can still get to my cargo, but we can run something over the top to actually get supplies to this. So then we can just go with 9. We want probably a junction, and we don't need anything else other than a tube and a corner tube here. There we go. Okay, motors, small steel tubes and construction components, as you might imagine. Let's just grab those. Motors, small steel tubes and construction components. It's looking pretty good. It's going to be a very compact base. It's not going to be, you know, particularly huge for the moment, but we can sort that out once everything actually works. The last thing we're going to need for this, well, lots of things, but also medical components, and I won't have brought those up with me. So, can we actually produce medical components? That is a good question. Nickel, silver, and iron. Let's just try adding 15. What are we short on? Got the nickel, got the silver. We're really short on iron. That won't be much of a problem. I don't have a dock yet, so let me just do some quick hand mining. Otherwise, we could use that ship for ascent to also, you know, mine stuff out. So that may be the next thing to build. Some kind of internal dock. We can bring it out from here across the top if we want to, or straight up, or something along those lines. No gravity gen yet, so it doesn't really much matter. I think I'm going to bring it out towards me, and then we've got some space over there, at least for the moment, that we can do that with. So let's just load this up in the refinery, and we should be able to get that going. Yeah, there it goes. And we're producing medical components. Good. So let's get those sorted. Have you finished? Yep. All of those. And then we'll just grab bits and pieces of the rest. All right. Computers, maybe? Hopefully I've got enough left. Steel tubes, metal grids. Large steel tubes. Ooh, I don't actually have many. Oops, don't have many of those. Yeah, I don't have enough. We need interior plates, construction components, and that's it. Am I out of construction components as well? Looks that way. So let's get some construction components on the build. 100 of those. And what was the other thing? Large metal tubes. Large steel tubes, I should say. Let's make some of those too. And The rest is actually still quite a bit of interior plates, but I think I've got most of it. Yeah, so we just need 2 small steel, well, large steel tubes now, and we should be done. Are you finished with those yet? Let's just switch straight onto the tubes. It's more than enough. Alright, there we go. So we've got a functioning medical station, which will have the ability for us to refill our energy without going into ships. More importantly, I should be able to respawn here if I need to. That's the most important thing of all. Lastly, I think I wanted a gravity generator, and I think I want to make sure before I do that that this thing is on the ground as far as the gravity is concerned. So let me just turn on our hydrogen thrusters. Bit of a delayed effect there, but that's okay. You on the ground? Yeah, let's just move you back. In fact, let me leave the thrusters on. If the dampeners are set to on, that will probably keep its place if in case I've put things the wrong way around. What's the gravity gen take? Maybe quite a bit more. Don't need spherical gravity generator. That's more used if you want to have a miner that pulls stuff in towards it with a big catches mitt kind of thing. It's kind of a funny miner. Of course, it turns out the one thing that they need is the thing I don't have. Gold! And there's none in this asteroid. This is a platinum asteroid, not a gold one. Well, iron and everything else, but certainly not gold. So we're going to have to refly our little ship here, I think. Let me just make sure. Do I have enough ice? Yeah, we should have enough ice, because I do have another gold asteroid. And let's just turn on the lights. Turn on the thrusters. The hydrogen ones and the iron ones. And then we're going to head out and head this way. Up right for that asteroid, I want to say. Is that asteroid? Yeah, iron, gold, cobalt. I think that's like the only gold one I've found so far. So, just as before, we can head out for it. And just turn off the hydrogen thrusters. Quite cheap. Quite effective, at least until we get their craft, and that's probably going to be next episode when I start building spaceborne craft, and they will have small and large ion thrusters for the most part. You can use hydrogen thrusters. This will help to get up to speed faster because ion thrusters not well known for that. However, we shouldn't really need them for the most part to do stuff here in space. If we go down to the moon, however, well, we may want to have a think about whether we can resist like a 10% of Earth gravity. I think it's 0.1 G, so that'll be interesting. If you want to let me know if you've played on the moon before, can you build a craft with ion thrusters for the moon? I would have thought so. I thought we would be more than powerful enough if we have enough ion thrusters. We're at full speed now, so yeah, we can turn our dampeners off. We don't need to do anything with regard to that. And just head for that asteroid. And now that we're here, we may as well get some cobalt as well. We've got plenty of iron at home, so we don't have to worry about that too much. But cobalt would be nice. And there is a hole in the asteroid in one end of it. So it'd be nice to get here. Maybe there's some nickel as well, or is that just gold? There we go. See right through the asteroid now. Don't want to get caught on that particular voxel right there, so make sure we align right. That's just changed in cockpit view. That will help a little bit. So really surrounded by thrusters now. Do we have our lights on? I think we do. Yes, we do. Good. So, is that nickel or is that gold? I've not put a detector on this thing, have I? That's definitely gold. So, why don't we go and collect some of that while we're at it? Let's grab this bunch. And we're quite... Whoops. Nearly there. There we go. So I've got my personal detection of this on, I think. There we go. At the coal face, well, gold face. And we'll collect plenty of that. Well, I say plenty, more than enough for our home base for the foreseeable future. There we go. How much is that in just that short period of time? 7k. Okay, I'm going to get quite a bit, maybe 20k or so of gold. I'll also get some cobalt from here. I did label this cobalt. I'm not sure where it is on the roid, but we'll go and collect some of that as well. So I went with nickel instead of cobalt, and here we are back at our asteroid base. I was running low on ice, so I thought I'd just return back with some common metals. And we can always go back for cobalt later. There's no real harm either way. Let's just get in and, well, not docked yet because there is no dock, but in and broadly home. There we go. Let's bring ourselves down. And again, we want to make sure we're probably on the ground because we're about to build a gravity generator, and that's always fun if you're not on the ground. There we are, down. So we can turn off those thrusters. I'm going to leave hydrogen on just in case the worst should happen. The inertial stabilizer should keep everything okay. Let's grab some gold and get it started. So let's just put it in the refinery. That should in turn start up this. Ooh, that doesn't look quick. That does not look quick at all. Yeah, I'm going to need to cut for that, aren't I? Yeah. Let's get that gravity generator built. We're going to build it, however. In fact, we should be able to start building it without that. Let's just see. What do I need to build it? Steel plate. Do make sure you build it on a ceiling or a floor. Ideally a floor of whatever level you want to stand on. Otherwise, you may have to reconfigure the gravity field too much. But the idea is you just put it on the floor back. Well, it doesn't much matter where. I guess we can just put it here. And we can build that up with no problems. Hopefully those gravity generator components will be done soon. So let me just grab some other bits and pieces and then we'll finish off this. We're going to need more construction components, that much is for certain. Let's see what this does for it. Yeah, we need more steel plates, steel tubes, and construction components. So let's go to production. We've got some construction components down there, so we probably want to put some more steel tubes on build. Maybe I'll have enough, but let's just try this out. Steel tubes. Anything else? Just gravity components and the construction components now. So let's scroll down. And you get the idea. We just need 4, well, 6 total, but 4 more gravity components. There we go. Let's wait for those to be done. Okay, those components are done. Let's finish this off. Should go functional any second. Alright, so now we can get to the control panel on it and we can decide what to do. So field width, field height. With a height I don't actually want to make very high at all, because we can consume a lot of power by using this too much. So let's say the field height is going to be... that's actually a good point. Is this either side of the gravity generator? I assume it is. So let's try 6 meters. Assuming 3 above, 3 below. If not, we'll need to build this further down, but that's not much of a problem. Let's build in this field width to be, I don't know, 50 meters by 50 meters. And acceleration, we don't necessarily need the full 1G. Just something to stick us down there. You see the current input is now much, much lower. And that block is on. Good. So if I step off, there we go. So we have gravity, and we can have a look at artificial gravity on, well, it's saying 0. There we are. Artificial gravity 0. What does it run out to? So let's just head out here. There it goes. So just to the entrance, that's fine. And to here, that's also fine. Isn't going any lower than this. Isn't going any higher than this. So yeah, that's exactly what we want. Sort of a shallow. I may just increase that a little bit more. If we just go to here again and maybe increase that to 10 meters. And something like 60. Okay. Yeah, so now we can run around. We have a gravity-filled base, and we've got all the basics we need to keep on going up here. Are you discharging, however? No, you're recharging. That's absolutely fine as well. So I think, well, let's see how far this extends now. We'll see very shortly. I'll start drifting once I run out of the field. Usually. There we go. What's the field extend to? Okay, so this is literally the edge of the asteroid. That's perfect. So out here, I'm going to carry on building a solar panel array, I think. Because this, well, we may need to build a rotor-based solar panel array. I think I'll leave that for another episode, though. What you essentially will need to do is maybe have two axes of rotation. One rotating this way, maybe, and the other one... the other one rotating it around, so sort of this way. And we'll maybe be able to track the sun with that kind of thing. Or at least get it into a nice position. Inside we've got our base. Next episode we're going to get on building a new craft. Do you want to hear what your ideas are for that? I think I'm going to make a sort of mining craft, much like a vertical miner, but we don't need to have that big array at the front with lots of holes for large atmospheric thrusters, because we're not going to be in any gravity. So we just need positional thrusters, and we can do that behind the array of drills. So when we put the drills in, way back here, as long as we take care to leave like 3 or 4 or 5 spaces, I can never remember exactly how many spaces, I'm sure some other comments will mention, beyond our thrusters of any kind, then we can build the reverse thrusters back here. So we can pull away, push forward, or indeed move in the other directions. We won't need tanks like this, so we can make it more compact, and then we can base it around either a small cargo can like that. I think I might want to go for a medium or a large, though. Plenty of ore up here, and we don't really care too much about the ion thrusters. We can always add more, and generally you need to have quite a few of them. You can't just get along with 1 or 2, really, other than like a tiny little scout craft. Yeah, so I want to hear what your ideas are. Do let me know in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching, as always. Feel free to like, subscribe, share if you've liked the episode. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.